There you have the video of Music Declares Emergency, a global organization dedicated to declaring the emergency that we're in. And we are honored today to have a representative from their working group, Ellie Wyatt. Welcome to the show, Ellie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And all the way from New Zealand, right?
Yeah, I'm British and I normally live in England, but we're having a sabbatical 18 months in New Zealand at the moment. So yeah.
And so I think your resume is extensive, and would love to get to that in a second. But maybe if you don't mind, share a little bit of like some of the different things that it gets involved in. Now, again, this is much more of a European-based or like focus, but obviously being a global issue, it's something we wanted to raise awareness on.
Yeah, so well, Music Declares Emergency kind of formed around 2018, 2019 off the back of the Extinction Rebellion protests in Britain. And we realised that we needed to take action within our own industry as well as activists. And so Music Declares has become like focused on how to bring action and awareness into the music industry. And since then, over the last 3-4 years, we've done some really incredible projects. We've had thousands and thousands of artists, bands, managers, venues, orchestras, you name it, signing up for our declaration, which is declaring that we need government action on the climate and ecological emergency.
Absolutely.
And
While you're chatting, I'm actually going to bring up the site here because it'll kind of correlate with what you're chatting about.
Yeah. And we really believe it's kind of two things. One is that everybody needs to take action within their workplace and their profession and bring their profession on board with what needs to be happening.
Sure.
All industries and all professions need to be thinking about this in everything they do. But also as musicians and representing the music industry, we really believe that we have like a massive cultural impact, and music and musicians have the power to really kind of reach people's hearts in a different way that maybe science and statistics might not, and that we can connect audiences and we can connect music fans, and we can really kind of like energize that need for change amongst a huge audience of music lovers around the world.
Sure.
Now this year we're focusing on several different things. One is a fan club for climate, so it's like activating music fans at festivals.
Sure.
We've worked with Reverb, and last year we had stalls at all of the Billie Eilish shows in London so that we could talk to the fans directly. And then that led on to doing the same at festivals throughout the summer, where we have a Music Declares information stall. People get these No Music on a Dead Planet removable tattoos. It just gets the conversation going. It starts people thinking about it, and it's really about what fans can do and giving them straightforward, simple actions that everybody can take to play a part and make some difference. Like, for example, changing your bank account.
Yep.
Not banking with a bank that funds fossil fuels.
Yeah, I think that's like a lot of people just don't have the information. I mean, like, awareness is such a huge thing, and that's why we wanted to kind of dedicate an episode to all of this and bring on people from organizations like this, because sometimes that's all you need, is that I want to do the right thing, I just don't know how or where or what to do. So like stuff like that is great and super helpful.
Absolutely. I mean, there are some really powerful actions that individuals can do, and the Fan Club for Climate is all about that, just kind of educating and raising awareness of things that and places where people need to put their focus and their pressure, like banking is a huge example.
Sure.
Eating plant-based is another huge example.
Yep. So when in the area of take action, you can see there the artists, the industry, and then music lovers. So for those of you who are tuning in just as fans of the show, you click on here and it gives you, again, like we talked about before, these are some of the ideas that you can take as a music lover to try and encourage not only the music industry in your area, but also the community and what you can do personally. That whole kind of like think globally and equally kind of thing. So these are some things that are just ideas and steps to take to be part of the change.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're also working with artists to educate and empower them to actually use their platforms to speak out, because it can be very intimidating.
And here on the screen right now are the 3,431 artists that have made the declaration.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people on there, from like Billie Eilish to the Sex Pistols to the London Symphony Orchestra. I mean, it's a very, very diverse range of musicians.
Yep. And you mentioned the tattoos about, no music on a dead planet is kind of the rallying cry. It's a very big hashtag that you guys use. We're both wearing the T-shirts. There's a very cool shop that's in here. I'm going to pull this up right now. That you can kind of link to it right here. We'll link to all of this in the notes and stuff and do some posts about it. But right there, wear a T-shirt is there's so many cool designers that have put out their different versions of this same thing.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of bands.
Yep.
Like doing their own design, like the 1975 did design, the Wombats have done a design.
Right.
And the slogan, "No Music on a Dead Planet," is really it's kind of out there now, and it's an opportunity for any artist to wear this T-shirt or have the logo on stage with them.
Sure. And like, obviously the purchasing of merch certainly helps the organization donations that much more. But when you purchase the shirt, back to like kind of walking the walk, like you talked about before, the packaging that shows up is all sustainable. You get an email that talks about how the shirts were made and printed, and then the packaging that goes into it and stuff. So there's a very, very cool narrative that goes around all of that, and you're very transparent about it all. So again, kind of encourage, if you all can do it, then other people can try as well.
Yeah, I mean, we had to do a lot of research to make sure that, if you're going to put more product out into the world, obviously that's not, we're trying to reduce consumerism ultimately.
Right.
But these are sustainable, ethically produced T-shirts that hopefully last a really long time. They can be recycled at the end of their life. So the company that we work with for the T-shirts is like all over that stuff. So
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's important to get the promotion of it out there. Like, you kind of have to take a couple of those steps to make sure that everything else gets taken care of.
And, when an artist wears one of these on stage, then a lot of people are seeing the message.
Sure. Yeah. So let's switch it over now to quickly talk about yourself. Like, so you're on the working group.
We all work in our particular areas. I worked in getting a classical network set up with classical musicians, and I was very involved in the choral project that we did that I mentioned earlier. Because I myself am a composer, so I was kind of looking at how to reach other parts of the music industry.
Sure.
And everybody in the working group has their kind of like their niche area where their actual job is focused.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, so let's quickly pull up your site here, Ellie Wyatt Music. And there's like, again, just incredible BAFTA winning and children's songwriter, composer, string arranger, pop songwriter, violinist. Like, and then if you just keep reading, there's just such a wonderful, highly impressive resume of the songs you've written, the shows they've been a part of, who you've written them for, and the awards that you've been up to. So congrats to you on an amazing career. And my hope is that, today's a shorter interview, but hopefully we can have you back for an episode to talk about the Ellie Wyatt story.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think that all of us, we all have, in our working group, we all have such varied and interesting angles on the music industry. We've all come, lots of us have performed and been in bands. We've, some people are managers, some people work at labels. And it's just really great to see how, like, the common passion that we have for what we're doing can actually create really amazing networks. And I think that that's a message for anybody that's a music fan but not in the music industry. You can take that into your industry and your career and your job.
And so again, if we save the other parts of the story for that future episode, for today I would love to talk a little bit about The Long Forgotten Road, which is a song you wrote that Music Declares Emergency uses as a youth climate anthem.
Yeah, that song came about like 2019 when all the youth strikes started happening around the world. And I was doing a lot of songwriting, and we were in a session and we just wanted to write about it. And then from there, we, on an absolute zero budget, managed to pull a video together, connecting with Fridays for Future, connecting with climate activists, youth climate activists around the world.
Sure.
And then also connecting with Extinction Rebellion and the Stop Ecocide campaign, which is a massively important campaign that I don't know if people have heard of it, but it's about getting ecocide recognised as a crime in the International Court of Law. Yeah, we've worked with several different groups, and we managed to bring a video together. And
and we have it queued up here, but we'll close with that. So before we get to that, just want to kind of recap here, promote. First and foremost, like something that I always ask for is, like, obviously this show is free, whether you're in person here in the courtyard with us or you're tuning in on the live stream. The only thing I ever ask is if it's valuable to you, if you're enjoying it, pick a number in your head of what it's worth to you, and then make a donation to one of these organizations, whether it's Music Declares Emergency or reverb.org, both doing great things, or both. Let's do both. Or again, maybe you want some swag with it, so go buy a t-shirt and go to the site, sign up for the declaration, take some of that action, check out Ellie's music, and just kind of that overall spirit of, if this was worth something to you, hopefully you give back to these organizations because they're doing some very important work.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Cool. Absolutely. Well, Ellie, thank you for somehow navigating a 16-hour time change with me and coming on the show and sharing the story of Music Declares Emergency, a little bit about yours, and can't wait to dig in deeper on that down the road.
Mm-hmm. Great. Thank you so much. And everybody can take action. So hopefully this inspires some people to look at our website and get involved.
Absolutely. So here is The Long Forgotten Road, the youth climate anthem of Music Declares Emergency.
Thank you.
Welcome to the world, every boy, every girl. This is your life, your big adventure, and your ticket is free. They send you to school, they're gonna teach you the rules. You'll find out things are not quite what they seem. Take it from me, the book they wrote is full of lies. They say right is wrong and wrong is right. So don't believe the black and white, 'cause everything is shades of gray. We gotta learn from our mistakes. We got to pick out the pieces, put them back together. It's down to us if we wanna make it better and try to find our long forgotten road. what it takes and learn from my mistakes. Gotta do what it takes and learn from my mistakes.